Hey everybody, Eric here from Nomadic Fanatic. We are back in the bus, the schoolie build working inside the bus. Like I mentioned, Wayne, RV Prepper Wayne is now here, gonna be helping me with the bus. Well, we gotta start off with a lot of demo before we start working on some of the stuff that he's good at that I can't do. But in the meantime, as you can see, Wayne is already working on a project here. I will share more in an upcoming video. In today's video, I am working on, we got the ceiling, now we got to get all these side panels off and find out what's going on underneath. And I'm going to show you how we're doing that today. Thanks for joining me. I will be uploading this video with some connected internet right here at Quartzsite, Arizona. Link in the video description for unlimited high-speed internet. Let's get to work. So Wayne's working on something right there, and more about this in my next video, probably. Right now, I have removed a panel. Finally, I removed the smallest one. These screws here to see what was behind, and it had very good wool insulation all up against all the corners. There's no rust, there's no issues, there's no damage or anything, but we do need to actually expose this, even though I am going to be reusing some of the insulation and adding to it. You know, I'm going to have 2x2s running along these ribs, and I need all these screws out of here, so that's why the metal's got to go, because otherwise they would all be in the way of the 2x2s. We're going to keep the seat rail here, use that for PEX and Romex running things inside the wood. Instead of drilling through these steel ribs, we're going to be drilling through our wood for all of our wires. So in order to get on done to that, I need to keep pulling these out. So besides all the screws here, we're also going to save all these pieces that keep the steel flush with this windowsill. But like I said, they're all in the way right now if we want to put 2x2s here and frame it. So we're just adding to this monster pile of screws inside here. I mean, that is heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, mine are all over the floor.
That's fine, we'll get them. Every once in a while, there's one that's pretty rusted like that. No immediate cause for concern or worry, but once we get this whole panel off, we'll take a peek. All right, and this is a smaller panel piece right here. Most of them are actually double window long, but this is the one opposite of the one I already pulled out. You would think that once you get all these out, this piece will come out, right? Well, you'd be wrong, because you might also remember that a lot of people that build schoolies, they get to this step and they start saying, well, we got to take out all the windows. It's not so much that you have to take out the windows. If you buy an 80s or 90s bus, these windows are likely to leak. And so it just kind of makes sense to take them out, because this piece of steel folds underneath the window, and then the windows were installed on top of that seam and glued and shut. So this won't come out unless you do what I did over on this one, which is get my trusty grinder and a line right through, leaving these windows in. Again, most of the time people like to remove these windows and reseal them, but let me show you something. These windows on my 2008 Thomas, they have perfect beads of silicone sealant going all the way through them. There's no cracking, there's no deterioration. There's also no sign that any of these have ever leaked in the past. Therefore, guess what? Although right there's missing some, I'm gonna add a little bit right there. And they're even better on the outside, but I am not removing my schoolie windows simply because everybody else does. We're gonna get the grinder, I'm gonna repeat what I did there, right here. Look at that, there's even some gum left over from 2008 or whenever that was on there. So,
yum, yum, hubba bubba.
So this is my second side panel that I've taken off, and Wayne and Diane and I were kind of talking about it, because Although I love, and I'll find any excuse to use that grinder. Again, you got to ask yourself, what am I gaining by doing all this when I got to build wall frames anyway? Now, there was the thought that we could use these longer sheets and use them on the outside, bend them, and rivet them in or screw them in and paint over them, later, or use them on the inside on some of our window deletes with insulation behind them here on the inside. But then, I'm not going to do things that everybody else says you have to do when you build a bus, period. I'm not going to. If you haven't learned that theme yet, I'm doing it practically, and I'm doing it as I go. But like I said, we've been talking, so I want to do 2x2s right down this frame, right here, where all of these seams are, where all these screws are. And the problem with that is where the screw heads are at, you can't put a 2x2 there because the screw heads are out. Now, yeah, I could grab every single 2x2, measure it, and get a router and router out the center of it, and then try to hit in between where the old screws are when I put it on there or something. But again, now that I see that it's already got, 1.5 inch wool insulation in there, how about this? Why don't we just remove all the screws that are here, there, remove them. These are still attached because they're built into the frame of the windows, right? So they're already there. Now it's flat and flush. Well, I mean, except for 1/32 of an inch because of this right here, right? But it's basically flat. Also, I want to mention, this is one angle. On a Thomas bus where the windows hit, it's a different angle up here. It's tricking your eye, but it actually goes up a different angle. So this is one 2x2. This is a different 2x2 that actually comes in a little bit. If you look right down the bus, you can see it. So we're going to leave all of these in. And I'm going to frame up my 2x2s and everything, leave room for PEX and Romex and DC wires and speaker wires and camera security wires and all that. And once we get the 2x2s screwed in here, it will re-secure these back in. Then we'll add more insulation to the side and the ceiling, more insulation, increasing the R value insulation even more. And yeah, just trying to think how to work smarter and not harder, because I feel like my efforts are better spent somewhere else than grinding off every single one of these in a 40-foot school bus. Get me? All right, and in SpongeBob voice, 2 hours later, all of the screws are out. Wayne finished up his little side project down here with the blue hoses, and we got every screw out. And Diana's doing screw patrol, picking up all our messes, making sure that we don't have any screws loose or missing. Well, we got screws. We got screws loose here. That's true. Also, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that right now. That's the other project, and there's some updates coming in my very next video. But as far as all the sides, they are ready. They are ready for 2x4s to go down and secure. 2x2s, actually. Yeah, we're framing 2x2s here, but we will be using 2x3s later. Here in the window, this is something else that we noticed, that these ones are supporting the windows. They're the only thing besides the caulk that keeps these windows in are these braces. And so for these pieces, whatever we use here, sometimes there's going to be a little bit more wood because it's going to be a support piece back here, or it's just blocking off part of the TV, or like back in the bedroom, the bed or something like that. We will be routering out the piece of wood that gets attached to that to not mess with this, to keep this intact. Yeah. And then we may end up taking a few more of these off. It just depends on what our plan is. Keeping the water tank insulated right here is an important thing, so I think I'm going to pull this one off as well. Because the water tank is going to go there and be enclosed. Yeah. Meantime, I think I need to remove all of this out because we're not quite ready for this. I'm going to go put it probably in the white tent for today. And good sunny morning to you guys. I missed the sunrise this morning, but man, sunshine and blue skies here in this part of Arizona is a stark difference from the bitterly cold, snowy Taterland up there. I know I said some things about my property up there. It is what it is. I'm still going to use it, but here's an updated look at camp here. I have moved the Bigfoot there for the foreseeable future. Diana's over here. I've got our fire pit, my motorcycle. Right now the truck and trailer are over there, the big white tent, is right here. RV Prepper Wayne parked right here, kind of also adding as a wind block. And then the bus parked strategically right here as another wind block so that this big white tent doesn't take off. We're all using the white tent for something at least and getting the most of that. Okay, back in the bus, but first, today's project when we get back from picking up packages is to clear the bus, everything out. Again, everything, even the little mini cooler and everything, because the next video we're working on heater deletes here in the bus. So I gotta clean that out. But all the sides and everything are ready for framing. However, what I need to do is go hop in the truck first thing this morning because we have a lot of packages to pick up today. So I paid for another year at Moon Mountain Mail here in Quartzsite, which managed all my mail and packages last year and did a fantastic job. So I still have the same P.O. box with them. I ordered some stuff. Honestly, I don't even think what we're going to pick up right now is going to all fit in the back of the truck. I might bring the trailer because we have a lot of stuff to pick up. All for the bus. Very large, big items. So I'm excited about that. Let me go get the truck keys. Good morning, hon. And then we'll go hit the road. I think you've got some packages to pick up too, right?
Yes.
So we may make some double trips. We were also talked about doing laundry, see if Quartzsite Laundry's open.
Yes.
So
Doing
just
laundry today.
doing laundry today, she says. There's just a lot of moving parts here at camp as I work on several videos and got a lot going on. And then at the end of the month, we got Thanksgiving. And I said I was gonna go see my mom in Texas. Oh my gosh. All right, let's get a cup of coffee and go pick up the mail. No, I changed my mind. I'm not going to hook up the trailer right now. It's just, it wouldn't be that hard. It's just, Diana needs to go pick up her packages later also. So either way, we got to make 2 trips. Whatever doesn't fit, we'll take it the second time. But let's go see how much else we can get in the back of the truck. Do I have my straps? Yeah, it's a really good location right here. Moon Mountain Mail. Let me figure out how I want to do this, because I'm going to have a lot of stuff to pop in the back here. We'll go inside and I'll go find out if they have any more boxes to rent out to people, because I think they filled up when we first got here and then had to expand a little bit. So let me get back to you. They do still have some boxes if you're interested, but be quick. I think there's like 22 post office boxes left. They've also expanded out here. This is all different. They have 2 different storage units for holding extra volumes of stuff coming in. So I got the truck backed up here. Just wait for him to unlock that and we'll fill this guy up, head back to camp. All right, good haul. I was able to get all of Diana's packages. I've got my big packages here in the back strapped down. Got to keep the tailgate down. Actually even had more room. I really underestimated it. And then because Diana didn't come with me, my whatever's in here is in the front seat with the console down. All right, and then I'll just make you guys wait to see what's in all those boxes. Bye. Okay, I'll give you a sneak peek. So I do have a budget for this bus, just so you know. I'm not going all out on everything, but sometimes you're gonna be able to get better deals and free shipping and stuff like that. And sometimes the right thing, I mean, I've planned out a lot of this in my head, so I'm not doing anything spur of the moment, except for those cupboards, those kitchen cabinet cupboards. We still don't know if we're even gonna be able to use them, but I spent $80 on those, and I figured if I don't use them in the bus, I'll use them somewhere else. But what I'm gonna show you right now was carefully planned. These are some of my high ticket items. Yeah, so the creme de la creme. If you're in an RV, you already know what I'm showing you. You could not have a better toilet than the Dometic 320 toilet here. No way am I going composting toilet like everybody else. I am going to be incredibly comfortable in my bus. Here's what it looks like, guys. You guys have seen I've had quite a few of these. I've only been able to get the elongated, longer, big butt version once before, but this is ceramic bowl, household wood seat, wood lid, and it's got the spill thing around here, so when you go around curves, stuff doesn't slosh out, because this is the P-trap right there, right? There is no internal P-trap in these. So, a very nice flushing system that goes all the way, hoping that flushes all the way around the ceramic bowl. It is the high-rise, meant to be mounted directly on the floor, and not a plastic seat. wood seat, wood lid. You can even go to Home Depot and go to their elongated toilet seats and replace it right there, or get something custom if you wanted to. It is a foot flush, and I'm just very, very excited about having this awesome throne in the bus. Also, well, part of the water system is, I've been telling you guys, a 100-gallon freshwater tank. I purchased new. I didn't want to go used. So brand new, it has the valves that you just can pop out wherever you want, right there. They are already threaded and protected. If you don't want, like this is a vent, that ends up being a fill. There's a pump, and then there's another hole. If you don't use one of the four, you can always just cap them. But that is ready to go. That will fit underneath the bed in the bus. And the other two boxes, well, I've already taken the contents out of the boxes and kind of positioned them in the bus where they were gonna go. Now, when I was looking around at poop tanks, hey Wayne,
Morning.
I got my poop tanks installed. You gotta check these out later.
All right.
You're kind of stuck with where they put all the valves and stuff. Plus they're dirty and they're odd shaped. And I just decided to spend a little bit of extra to have brand new tanks that I measured perfectly to be able to fit, so that we can put all the holes that we need wherever we need. Because in a bus, you got places, and you got to put the vents, and you got to have the toilet going in there, and you might have a rib, or you might have a frame of the bus in the way. So went with brand new 48-gallon black, 48-gallon gray, 100-gallon freshwater up top. All they have is the valve right here. And I am changing my mind. I'm putting them on the proper side for an RV, even though this bus will probably never be at an RV park. I will have to, I'll show you the other side. We will still have to build a frame around them, because these are designed to be picked up on the back so that they are at a natural slope. And then I will have storage on top of them, as well as all this storage bay, and these two currently holding Christmas decorations and other nautical themes, but they will be used as well. I'm very glad that I measured and spent a little more on my holding tanks to get ones that fit so well in this compartment. I'm so happy. I feel like a proud bus builder right now who planned things out properly, and it's all gonna come to fruition here later this, maybe next year. We'll see how far we get. Otherwise, that's it for this video, guys. Got all the sides done, the roof's done. Next project, taking out those rear heaters. Stay tuned, we're gonna be busy this weekend, guys. Bye-bye.